What up, YouTube? Back with another video. I'm gonna be showing you how I do my mid fades, and I'm gonna throw in some eyebrows and a little bit of goatee work with the blade. Anyways, let's get straight into it. I'm gonna be saturating my client's hair and then be parting it to get those even sections and even cut around the whole head. I like to start with a sliver of hair in the middle, which is about an inch all the way down the middle, and that will be my guide through the whole cut. And all over is about finger length, my finger length. He just wanted just enough on the top, so I'm gonna just do this real quick. We're gonna speed through this, so enjoy this little zoom. So right here, what I'm doing is bringing some of that hair that was cut in the middle to the right side of the head and just evening it out and matching it and cutting it to the same length as my fingers, and then doing the same on this side as well. Just gonna zoom through it also. And then after this is done, you can see me do some cross-checking, making sure all the length is the same. Always clean off the canvas, your client. You'll see me do that throughout the whole video. And now I'm gonna blow dry my client's hair and brush it out or comb it out to the natural lay down of my client's head. All right, first things first, put it in that bald line. And you're gonna see me switch over here looking at the mirror to use a reflection to put the bald line in evenly to match up to the back. So now that we established our bald line, we're gonna be knocking out that hair under the bald line so we can go over it with the trimmers. I suggest you do it this way because if you use the trimmers over time to knock out all that hair that's heavy or thick, it will eventually burn out your trimmers, or dull them out. So now using the trimmers, I'm gonna be cleaning off that extra hair, those little baby hairs, so I can get it down easier with the shavers. Using my trimmers, I'm gonna be removing all the unwanted facial hair because all we are trying to keep is the goatee. And now grabbing my clippers with the lever open, I'm gonna be knocking the goatee area and mustache to a half. Now with the 2-guard open, you're just gonna go around the whole head and flick out at the top of the parietal ridge. So now I have the blade open without a guard, and I'm gonna be going up about half an inch to an inch all the way around the head, while trying to keep the guideline an even consistent width, and also going over the half of that width multiple times to keep it even. Now moving on with the 1.5 guard closed, I'm gonna be doing the same thing, same process, and just really setting in my guidelines. And now back with the 2 guard, it's gonna be halfway closed. I'm gonna be going halfway up, still with that flicking motion, flicking at that middle guideline at the top with the 2.5 that we set in, going around the whole head slowly and doing some lever play a little bit. I just closed it there and going right under there with that 2. All right, Just keep it consistent, go over, make sure you're getting it all down, make sure you're actually going through the whole motion. Now I'm with the lever halfway open with the 1.5 guard, and I'm just flicking right under that 2, which is going to connect that bridge from the 1 to the 2. Just doing those nice flick outs right there. So with the 1 guard back on, we're going to put that halfway open, going halfway up on that guideline we set with the 1.5 guard. We're going to be flicking out that middle area, that middle section, keeping it consistent. Try to not go up too high, stay low, because we're fading down. You shouldn't really mess up. So now we close the lever with the 1 guard, and we're going to be doing the same process, going slow, fading it down, so we keep an even, consistent blend. I use my corners a lot too. That always helps. So now with the half guard on, we're gonna have it halfway open as well, and we're gonna be using the corners for sure, somewhat of the blade, but this right here is gonna connect that bridge from the half to the 1, and it just really details that area a lot. So now what I like to do a little bit more, I like to take off my half guard and have the lever open and use my corners with this one, because it gets all the dark spots, all the areas you couldn't get with the half guard on. So I switched out my clippers. I grabbed the taper blade. It's a flat one, and the other one was more beveled. So this one is going to help me get the half guideline that we set in earlier down to the skin to make a better transition and help me get that bald line out. And right here, what I'm pointing at, or actually squaring off, is the sections I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be tapering out this section, then the other. Right here, I have the blade halfway open, and we're going to flick up halfway open, and then I'm going to be closing it, taking out that bald line, and that should complete the fade. I might go back with the trimmers later, but right here should really complete it. And I'm going to be doing the same thing for each section that I pointed at, and now I'm just going to let y'all watch the rest. So right here, what you're seeing is me detailing. I'm just going over the fade, making sure I'm knocking out all those imperfections and dark spots. Just making sure that I can make it as perfect as possible, faded as possible. And this is just another step that you should always take if you have time. Eventually, you should have time. But yeah, this is what I like to do after I'm done with the cut. Now using the shavers, we're smoothing down the hairs that we knocked down with the trimmers earlier. And this is just getting rid of the unwanted hairs and making it more cleaner. So this gesture right here is just showing you the shaver's bald line that we're going to be setting in. And we're going to leave about an inch, which is about, I would say, my thumb. Well, close to that, about a thumb to an inch with under the stubble that we left with the trimmers earlier. And then after that, we're going to be just flicking out and then flicking down from that stubble area. And then after that, just shaving off the rest, which is the excess underneath, and making it silky smooth. So we are moving on to line up his C-cup and his edge up area. He doesn't want it too sharp, but he does want it crispy-ish, whatever that means. But he said that I just try to give him enough to give that little razzle dazzle, you know what I'm saying? So right here, I picked up my barber comb and my tapering shears, or you can call them thinning shears. And right here, I'm doing some extra detailing on top of the detailing that we just detailed. Still trying to, I saw some little dark spots and lines, and this is gonna help me out so much more better because I can nick and pick certain areas I want specifically to be detailed. So right here, I'm gonna be just hitting the widow's peak and somewhat of the edge up. I'm not pushing anything back because we're keeping it natural as possible, knocking off unwanted hairs we don't want, and just really just making a nice cleanup. That's all we're doing right here, nothing drastic. So on the goatee, I'm gonna be just lining it up, knocking off that area right there where it tries to connect the mustache and chin hairs. He didn't want that because it doesn't connect, obviously, and I'm gonna be just lining up the mustache and the goatee with the trimmers first to get a good rough draft, and then hitting it with the blade. Once I hit this with the blade, all this is gonna pop. You can see his mustache much more better. You can see how sharp it is, and it just makes it look so much more fuller. And I'll let y'all just watch what's going on right here. Yeah, guys, don't forget to stretch that area you're going to be putting the blade on, because you don't want to just go straight down on it without stretching the skin, because then for sure you will cut your client, and that's a big no-no. You don't want to have to deal with all that. Just be careful, stretch the skin, and go slow. There's no rush on this. Now moving on with the edge up, just going to be doing the same thing, hitting with the blade, making sure everything gets defined, and try to make everything pop and stand out as much as possible. Yeah, guys, also just let me know what's up with the videos in the comment section. Let me know if y'all enjoying them. Let me know if it's redundant or what's up. If I need to critique anything, I just like to hear some feedback, you know what I'm saying? So the brows, what I was talking about at the beginning of the video, I'm gonna be hitting these also, and this is how I'm hitting them on my clients. I'm just stretching the skin like always, and then right here's a good way to do them. I think as I have my clients, I tell them raise up your eyebrows, and that gives me extra tension, and I'll be able to get those corners inside, you know what I'm saying? And it's just gonna clean that up real well. You can get a nice clean up action right there. Also, a quick tip, as you might have heard before, I like to just use really the corners of the blade. That just helps me get a crispy lineup and keeps me in line with detailing. Right here now, I'm just brushing out the hair to make sure that any of the eyebrow hair is, if it is sticking out, I'm gonna be chopping that off so we can get rid of those flares. And boy, look at that lineup on that mustache. See how it made it pop? Ooh! Alright, so using my Suavecito, my client likes this a lot. I just added a little bit in my hand, and I'm going to be texturizing it. It smells great, doesn't leave flakes, a firm hold. And yeah, that's a complete cut. Just going to put some alcohol aftershave. Let me know what y'all thought about this mid-fade in the comment section down below, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and to join the Brizzy Joe show. No, I don't even know, but just journey. Subscribe, like,
share this video. I'm out.